That's My Desire, Dion on the Belmonts, and if I recall, Down by the Shadows on their first album as well. Now, we talked about 2008 next year and what you're doing and the big shows and possibly an album, possibly a single. But what about other prospects? I mean, in a line or two, let me just throw some words at you and see where you're going with this over the future years. I just sort of 5 real pointers here. Writing, songwriting.
Well, I'd like to think of myself as having been a writer because I've written a number of songs, but currently I tend to look for songs that I like and that I can sing that belongs to somebody else. And I'm very happy with that. As the years have progressed, I've felt myself more of an interpreter than a writer.
Management?
Me as manager might be okay if I could actually decide to give my career up. The trouble is I'm still so ambitious, it would be difficult to manage somebody else. Can you imagine me getting someone else a job that I wanted to do?
Well, producing then. Probably you'd like to produce them rather than manage.
Oh, producing would be great fun because producing really only needs the knack of being able to hear a song that's good, presenting it to the artist, hoping that they think it's good, and then having ideas and sitting with musicians and creating a sound, and which I've done all my life. So yeah, I mean that certainly is tempting.
Okay, films. You've done a lot of films in the past. Then went into the serious two a penny type acting. What about full circle? Have you thought of films again?
I'd love to do a movie. When I did Heathcliff, the show, some of the actors had said, you know, because they said, do you ever get offered things? I said no, and they said, well, we think we know why, because you do everything yourself. And I do things myself because no one else was going to offer me Heathcliff. Now, the same thing goes for movies. I've always said in interviews that if people think I'm expensive, forget that. I'm not expensive. I'm cheap and available. If someone's got a part that some movie maker might be thinking, oh, that would be nice to have someone like Cliff. I wonder if he'd be interested. Oh, ring and ask. You know, I might well be interested, particularly if I felt I could give it my all and do something good with it. So, yeah, no, I still hold that there, hoping like mad that someone's going to phone up and say, we've got a perfect part for you for a movie.
Good stuff.
Don't forget, Mike, it doesn't have to be the main role, does it? I mean, just being part of a good movie is ample.
Absolutely. And stage. What about stage? More stage shows?
I think stage work is going to continue for as long as I can stand up because it's one thing I really like doing. It's my second favorite thing in this business. I love recording, first of all, because there's no heavy pressures involved. You take your time. You can create something there. It's always the beginning. But really, without stage, the records just remain something that's, you know, almost like a painting. You just stick it on the wall and leave it there. When you get on stage, of course, you've then got to convince people that you actually sound like your record. And although I've had people say you sound like your record, that's when you know that you've had success, because none of us can. We can't do it. Acoustics are completely alien and different. You have the problem of halls with huge ceilings and glass walls where there's echo flying around. So for me, the big challenge is if people can sit in the hallway and then say to you afterwards, we thought you sounded like your record, then I think to myself, I'll wink at my band and say, good.
I've got to say you do. We were sitting at Hampton Court the other night, and I was sitting next to Mike Moran, who's playing the piano for you. And I said to Mike, I said, you know, because we know Cliff, I said, we forget how good he is because he's so good. And he said, do you know? He said, you're spot on. He said, he's so good, we forget how good he is. And it's true.
Don't. Stop.
No, you stay there. No, it's the consistency. And it is. You're saying about what it is that's kept you there for the years. It is song selection, but it is. You know, I don't say this very often. I'd rather kick you in the pants than give you a compliment. But,
and have done so.
And have done so. But no, seriously, I think that is one of the reasons you're still there. Your voice is consistent. Your range has stayed, and the warmth is still there, and that's good.
Well, thank you. I mean, Mike, you couldn't have put it better. I couldn't have put it better myself.
And you probably will at some point.
I'm just going to try and remember what you said. It's fantastic.
So I'll write it down for you. It's all right. What about a Christmas record? I mean, we're almost there. I know you're known for Christmas, and you've had your Christmas record out. What are some of your favorites? What are you going to have on the jukebox this Christmas?
Oh, well, I mean, I tend to play a mixture of stuff, you know, whether it be pan flutes playing Christmas tunes or the choir from the College at Cambridge. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter, but there are certain songs that will always be unbelievably characteristic of a Christmas that you think was perfect, like White Christmas or the Nat King Cole Christmas song. So I'll have a whole bunch of all of that. And one of my favorite Christmas albums in total was the Phil Spector Christmas album. That is just sensational.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go out, we'll play a track from that.
Great.
Cliff, thank you very much. As always, have a terrific Christmas. Look forward to seeing you soon. And congratulations on becoming the Vice President of the Tennis Foundation.
Yeah, wasn't that something else?
Yeah.
It's great to be linked with the LTA now, because we've never been in competition, but to be together now is perfect.
It is the best thing, I think, having everything under one roof there is so good for British tennis.
I think so. And I hope that obviously we'll be part and parcel of everything with them. And we've already got the entree into the various schools and things. So I guess that's going to continue as it is. And the LTA are already set up to find any of those kids that we can pick up and coach them.
Fantastic. Cliff, bless you as always. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Mike.